Hello everybody. What we're going to do today is we're going to create not a mask, this lovely mask. We're going to create the scar that's underneath the mask for this Phantom of the Opera or, scary creature or whatever you want to do. In this case, the person wants to have the scar underneath so they can take it off and scare everybody to death. So let's get started with this one. I think he looks better with this on. Oh, much better. So this is what we're using. This is what I'm using for this original Sculpey. This one doesn't have any color to it except for this, it's a whitish gray color. This is good, and I find this is easier to work with. And if you don't use Sculpey a lot, it's hard. You have to keep it wrapped up because it can dry out. But it's kind of hard, and what you have to do is you have to use your hands to warm it up. And it's pliable now because I've been heating it up in my hand, rolling a ball. And so I'm going to go ahead, and one thing you have to worry about if you're doing anything like this is avoid the eyebrows, because when you make the latex mask and you're going to use the spirits to stick it to your face, you don't want it to be on your eyebrow, because unless you want to lose your eyebrow. So what you're seeing me do now is I'm just squishing it around for the mold. And I'm going to be making like scars and indentations here. I mean, I used to make masks that were really big and heavy, and then I put one on once, and I'm like, God, who would want to wear this thing? I mean, maybe for about 5 minutes. They're good for props, like if you're making something for your house and you're putting it in a corner and you're making scary sounds and stuff like that. But if you're making something for a human being to wear, you want to be a little considerate of how comfortable this is going to be to wear for like a party or all night or something. I'm going to lift it up a little bit further and continue to smooth it out a little bit. But you want some lumps, because if you're scarred, or cut or whatever, attacked, it's not going to be all smooth under there. So I'll finish it up and then we'll get it in the oven. Now remember, I had that little hole back here. I just took a little bit of Sculpey, a soft Sculpey, and I put it behind it and kind of warmed it up and filled the hole. It's better to do it from the bottom up so you don't totally change the look of the thing. So I'm getting pretty good looks here. I moved it away from his nose where his mustache is going to be. Pulled it down a little bit more from his eye. Alright, so here's just a regular baking pan. Now Sculpey, of course, you can't eat it, so it's good if you have one that, if you do a lot of these, you just use it for Sculpey, but make sure you wash it. And it doesn't have any oil on it. That would affect the cooking. So here I have it here. And you just gradually, you peel it off. And if you have any weak spots, this is where you'll see it. Okay? Alright, and I'm just going to sit it, like it was right here. A little round. So I want to keep a little of its roundness, so that makes sense. Sit it here. That's what we're going to put in the oven for 275, and I believe it bakes for 15 minutes. Okay, I'll give you a little light here. So I put it in for 20 minutes, and this is white, it won't change color, so it's hot, and you can feel it's hard, and it will continue to get harder as it cools. Now here's the latex that I'm going to use. Now you need a mask making latex. And you can find this at Michael's or any of the hobby stores. I believe this is from Art Molds, Life Casting. It's online. You can get it online. So this is where I got this one from. And it's made specifically for something for your face and for making a mask. And I usually put it on with my fingers because I'm able to get a better idea of how thick it is. And the first layer is the thickest, and then you let it dry between layers, probably a couple hours, and then you let it dry for 24 to 48 hours before you take it off. So that will be the next thing we do after it cools. so I've taken it off. Here's the mold, and here is the piece. You can see it has some of the ruts in it. So it sticks on with, I got this from Spirit Halloween, but Party City, a lot of places have it. Spirit gum, and I'll show you how to put that on when we actually put it on his face. And I also got Halloween Horrors. I got a 7-color makeup palette, so once I put it on the skin, I can blend it in. So I usually just put it on a plate, you know, an old plate or something, and then put a paper towel underneath so it doesn't wiggle all over the place. And then these are the paints, different colors I'm going to use to make the scar and blend it. And usually what I do, is that hair doing? Ooh. Usually what I do is I get a piece of aluminum foil, like a palette, and then mix them. And I often use water to blend them. I painted it. Look who is sitting up here. What are you doing up here, Papa? You can't get up here. All right, he wanted to look. So I've painted it, and it's drying now. And it'll take probably about 2 hours. I touched it. It's still a little gooey, and if I need to touch it up a little, I'll do it after that. But okay, so what I'm going to do is you put the spirit glue right where you want to put the prosthetic, and you put a little bit on the back of the prosthetic or your thing you just made. Keep it off the mustache. All right, so there you have it on there. And what you do now is you use the makeup we have and you blend it all in. So I'll show you that. There you go. See, what we'll do here is, I didn't shave here, so we need to shave him. I didn't want to put too many mineral spirits on, but see, you can just start layering it. This takes a little while to set, so we're doing it pretty quickly here. But as you can see, a pretty scary looking part. Right here would be the only difference. And you can always trim it, like if there's a part in your face that sticks up, you can always push it down a little bit. So there we go. There's the scary Phantom of the Opera face.